Hey, GutFoxx here. It's Sunday, and you know what that means. Mailbag day. The sponsor today are Sundays during the winter. The biggest bait and switch I've ever heard. There's no sun on these days. Alright, so please ask me these questions for these mailbags in the comments here on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Mutt subreddit, wherever. I love answering them, so just send them on in. Alright, first question from PK Sandy KS24. Are they going to open all sets for the SS Stars? Whose sets have already expired? I think he's talking about the Todd Gurley ones. Shazier. Yes, they will reopen them. I'm guessing within the month. I think they did it after the Super Bowl last year. We already saw it once in December, so you can make a little bit of profit by stocking up with those guys if you can snipe them cheap, because their prices should increase a little bit when those sets do reappear. All right, what is your ultimate goal in life? To kill my father and take his bride as my own. So what kind of stats would you envision for a perfect trucking back? David Pham asks. Okay, if J.J. Watt had speed, he'd be perfect. He's tall, heavy, and a high trucking stat. For some reason, YouTube wasn't letting me post these comments. I saw I got a couple other multiple posts from people on the comment section. I don't know. Maybe YouTube's having some trouble with comments here. All right, next question for Cole Anderson. Fox, do you think I should pick up Orlando Pace with that new Greg Robinson Schefter Star? Pace is more expensive, granted, because Schefter Stars usually go pretty cheap. But the lack of pass block on Robinson really hurts the card, in my opinion. The left tackle is supposed to be the anchor of the line in pass protection. And for those who have used that new Greg Robinson, how has he held up for you? Let me know in the comments here. I'd be interested to see if that low pass block has really made a difference against those speed rushing right ends or whatnot. But Mason Jernigan, boosted stats go over 99. I'm thinking these like style boosted stats. I don't know for sure, but I assume they do until proven otherwise. It's something that I plan to test a little bit with the Watt, but just haven't gotten around to it. Hopefully we should do that soon. All right, Asbird, Mutt Reddit or Mutthead forums. I have spent most of my adult life on the Mutt on Reddit basically, and when Mutt became my life a couple years ago, I've spent a lot of time there too. So I had to go with Mutt Reddit just because I like the site's voting functionality. So a comment on the Mutthead forums can basically derail the entire conversation. The first reply. Say you post a topic, you want some sort of answers, and then the first reply could be like a troll, and then basically everybody's responding to the troll and kind of getting away from the topic at hand. Whereas on the Mutt subreddit, that can happen to a degree, but usually only in that comment string, and people download that to the bottom. So really, you can really get the best answer up top. So to find gold on the forums, you kind of got to go a couple pages to somebody who answers it nicely, and there is some time advantage on the subreddit too, where if you're the first one to respond, you'll probably get more upvotes than if you're a little bit later. But the more detailed responses do tend to get higher upvoted, and then if you come to a topic later, you can see the best comment, and usually that's what I like about the Mutt Reddit. It gets the best comment up top. All right, so that's why I will even though there's more users on the Mutthead forums, I guess I'll have to stick with the Mutt Reddit because that is my home love. All right, Robert Clays bought a bunch of Ebron Schefter Stars for 6K average. Was that a good move for when the market fixes? Actually, I didn't look this up, but I should right now. I'm going to pause the video and look it up. All right, so I just looked it up, and Ebron is going for much more than 6K, so I think you made a safe bet on that. I'd like to sell 10 days before the set expires. I should have really hit the inside receiver there, but Beckham got it anyways because he's a stud. 2-point conversion. Peyton, can we get it? Spin in the end zone. Okay, good. All right, so now we will go to our prediction for the pro football games. On the season, I'm 104.98 after going 2-2 in the divisional round. All right, New England at Denver. I didn't really love the way Denver played against Pittsburgh. They won the game, of course, but a lot of guys were dropping passes. Defense, of course, on Denver's very good. But I think New England's defense is a little underrated too. I will have to go with New England here, even though they're giving 3 points. And Arizona at Carolina. I mean, both these games, let's be honest, these are probably the four best teams this year, right? Would you guys disagree? Who was better this year that didn't make it? Seattle was good near the end of the season, of course, but they got beat fair and square. But all right, let's Carolina at Arizona. Let's go ahead and go with Carolina there at home. It looks to be a really close game, but I'm going to take the home team because I feel like Carolina can do it with their running game, and they don't really rely on the passing game too much. Arizona's strength is, should have done that passing game. So we'll do that. Although Arizona's got to do a D-line too. Anyways, I'm going to stick with Carolina and move on to subreddit. That is, or the Ask Reddit newest submission. All right. Where is the craziest place you ever had sex? Probably in my dreams, since that's the only place I've ever had sex. All right. What is your scariest Sixth Sense story? One time, I imagined there was a spider underneath the toilet seat. It was actually just hemorrhoids biting me. All right. Were there Harry Potter books, movies, an allegory, and an apology for the ongoing... I'm not going to finish this one. Didn't the arrogant wizarding world basically live off the hard work of the muggles? Didn't the, wizards kind of save the world? Oh, well, against bad wizards. So if there's no wizard, then there would have been no global crisis. I wouldn't say that the wizards just make society better by creating things. That's a silly question. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's, I guess, no. I will answer no. It's not an allegory for the oppression of the British working class. Reddit, what's the most underrated horror movie you've seen? I'm not really a big horror movie fan. The only ones I've seen are the big ones, so I don't feel qualified to answer that question. I guess the best horror movie I've ever seen are my homemade, I can't say sex tape because I only had those in my dream, solo tapes. All right, what is your favorite cooking competition show? Also, what season or episode is the best? My favorite cooking competition show would have to be Iron Chef, the original, really, because you gotta love when the top people are doing the game. It's like watching the top Madden players, but Night Train Lane's stopping. It's like watching the best of the best. You always want to see that. That's why it's my favorite. All right, Red, how do you answer the where do you see yourself in 5 years question? The same as Peter Griffin. Do in your son. If you have sex with any celebrity, who would you choose? Probably Matt Damon. What is something you consider art that others wouldn't? Or something others consider art that you don't? Art. I think Keeping Up with the Kardashians is art. And why do I think it's art? Basically because, throughout history, human history, we've always been concerned with, kings and rich people and their lives. We write plays like Hamlet about it, some kings. Basically, we've always been fascinated with the rich and the powerful, what they're doing. Mona Lisa is about just some rich dude's wife. So now this is today's rich and powerful. Keep it up with the Kardashians. This is what they do. That's why I consider it art. It's basically a referendum on America right now. Like, this is what we are, and this is what it's like to be rich and famous, basically, for the rest of us that aren't, showing us what it's like. And it's basically a living movie almost. Well, that's the end of the game. I guess I could go longer into it, but I won't. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.